You open up your cash-based business, you open up the doors, you have your website going, and now you're excited to treat everyone and anyone who wants to come into your clinic. And that's what you're advertising. You help everyone. Let me tell you, that's the worst thing you're doing, and you need to stop. But before I do that, my name is Garcia. I help cash-based business owners improve clinical outcomes and thrive in their business. When we look at why you got into that cash-based setting, think about this. You ultimately decided that you didn't want the high volume, generic care that goes into insurance-based care. That's probably why you came over. So you wanted to help people feel their best, provide a customized, personalized, one-on-one care and setting. Now, here's the challenge. The irony of what you just did was you went from generic volume-based to specialized one-on-one care. We agree on that. Now, here's the problem. You're saying that you were helping everyone and you didn't like the volume and that you wanted to make it more tailored and specialized. Now you're trying to do tailored and specialized and treat everyone. That equation, that irony is that you can't. And the challenge is ultimately when you go cash-based, you have to help as a clinician, you have to figure out what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you're really good at? And if you are really good at low back, hip, ankle, those are things you specialize in. Now, if you're a generalist and you are good at a little bit of everything, you don't have a specific passion in one area, it's hard to distinguish yourself amongst the chaos of a lot of the providers out there. And so what you have to do is go from a generalist to a specialist. And when you go generalist to specialist, you can't treat everyone. And that's tough for physical therapists to hear, because you went into this industry because you wanted to help everyone. You probably got into this because you hurt yourself, you played sports, you helped somebody else, you were in therapy, you saw the impact you can have. So now you wanted to do that same thing for people. The problem is you didn't see the business side of it. You didn't see the marketing side of it. You didn't see behind the scenes what happens and how people process and make decisions. And now it's your turn to help people. And when you are advertising and advocating that you can help everyone, the problem is they don't know why you're different than anybody else. And because you're so general, they're like, well, why don't I just go to my insurance base? Because they do the same thing. It looks like they do the same thing: backs, knees, shoulders, hips, all the fancy exercise and everything else. And now you have to distinguish yourself. And the way you're going to do that is specializing. And so you can't help everyone. And you have to understand that as a cash-based physical therapist. And the challenge is you're bringing that framework from an insurance-based care over to cash-based. And so you have to go from a global perspective into something that is now more tailored to the thing that you wanted. You want one-on-one care. That's great, but that's not specialized. You want personalized care. Well, for who? What type of athlete? What type of client? Is it soccer players? Is it baseball players? You have to figure out what makes you different than the generalist at the facility or clinic that you just left. And that's what you haven't thought about. You just followed passion, which is fantastic. But the problem is you didn't think about who the person you need to serve. And most of the time you're thinking what you can do for them. I can help give you pain relief. I can help you mobilize. I can help you blah, blah, blah. You have those things, but you didn't think about who you're talking to. And that's the next step for you as a young or established or you're refining through your cash-based setting. You have to think about who are you marketing to, and that's the ideal situation. Be prepared and shocked that you won't be able to treat everyone, and that's okay. In your first 3 years, you figure that out if you've been able to survive that long. And if you're considering cash-based, it's very critical that you do this. So if you've been along this process and you've been struggling, this is one thing that I would highly recommend that you do. If you're new to this in your first 2 years, you're growing your clinical skills and everything like that, I would say before you start doing that and growing more and more CEUs and those type of things and looking for more tools in your toolbox, I would focus in and hone on this so you can understand who you're serving. And then that will dramatically increase your outcomes, because those are the people you specialize in. Those are the people who want to be around you. That's when your schedules get filled, not by just doing mass marketing to everyone. And that's why you can't treat everyone in a cash-based business.